Hey YouTube friends, this is Lady M62 and today I'm going to be making some homemade buttermilk biscuits. So as you can see right here, I have my white lily self-rising flour. Whenever I make homemade biscuits, I always use white lily. I have my butter that is very cold, that's unsalted butter, and I have buttermilk. I've never used like low fat buttermilk. This is whole buttermilk. This is all, whenever I make buttermilk biscuits, this is the only one that I use. I'm not sure if the biscuits will come out the same way when using like a low fat one. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put my flour in here and my butter and use my pastry cutter to kind of like cut the butter into the flour. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to kind of get this butter broken up into the flour. Just like that. And I'll be back when I'm ready to add the buttermilk. This is what it should look like before I add the buttermilk. So I'm going to create like a little well here. And I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 cup of cold buttermilk. I used 2 cups of the white lily flour and about 6 tablespoons of butter, roughly. You guys, I don't measure anything. I've been cooking for a long time, so it's really hard for me to do measurements. That's why I don't really do cooking tutorials. I just kind of show you, how I make things and, whatever. So anyway, let me go get my buttermilk out there. I put it back in the refrigerator because I wanted it to be nice and cold. Okay, at this point, I got to move rather fast. I'm just going to take my hands and just get this gently incorporated. Gently. You don't want to overmix this. It's very, very gentle. And sometimes your hands can be the best utensils that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with my hands. My hands have been cleaned and washed, of course. And I'll come back to you. And this is what it looks like right here. Going to put a little bit of flour. And this is where you do not want to I'm just kind of patting it. You don't want to, just going to turn it just slightly and be very, very gentle with it because you do not want to overwork it. I can't stress that enough. So just kind of patting it out. Add a little bit more flour. Okay, you guys, so I'm not using anything fancy, just this little cup right here. I'm going to just dust it with some flour and just go ahead and cut out my biscuits. Now, when I cut my biscuits out, I do not go down and twist. I just go down. Just like that. And I have a little cookie sheet right here that is has a little bit of wax paper on it. So, there we go. If you have cookie cutter, pastry cutter, biscuit cutter, whatever, then of course you can use that, but I'm just using this and it's working out fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all done and I'll show you what they look like before I put them in the oven. All right, here we are. We've got 6 biscuits over here, which is more than enough for us. And what I'm going to do is gently fold over the just remaining. I'm just going to be very, very gentle. Now these biscuits, this batch is not going to really turn out as nice as the first one because it's going to be worked just a little bit more, but they'll still be good though. Just got to be very, very gentle with it. So this is the dough from the scraps. So you don't need a rolling pin. You don't need to knead it or anything like that, okay? See, there we go. I'll gently take that out and place it on my cookie sheet. Okay, you guys, our biscuits are ready to be put in the oven. The oven's been preheating to 450 and it's ready. And what I like to do is just take a little bit of buttermilk and just put it on top of my biscuits. You don't have to do this if you have a little pastry brush, which I do have one of those, you guys, but I cannot find it. So I'm just taking a little bit of buttermilk and putting it over the top of my biscuits, just a little. This is just something that I like to do. Like I said, you don't have to do it. And it's going to kind of press down just a little bit. And see, just by looking at them, I can already tell which biscuits were made with the first dough, first batch versus, see, like this one was made with the second, the second, batch of dough that I had to kind of fold again. So you'll see a difference. If you've been cooking long enough, you'll notice a difference and you'll see a difference, but your guests may not. So these are all ready for the oven and I'll be back when they're done. The biscuits are all done and I'm telling you, they smell so delicious and they're still warm. And what I did was I melted some butter and I just drizzled melted butter over the top of the biscuits. And I'm telling you, you guys, they smell so, so good. And they're nice and soft and buttery. So yeah, this is how I make my homemade buttermilk biscuits. Thank you so much for watching my video and everyone have a great day. Bye.